Why is real estate inventory so low? I mean, it's crazy, right? What happened to all of the houses? Why isn't anyone moving? Well, I've got the answers for you. You ready? Let's go. By the time we're done here, you'll know why real estate inventory is so low, what it means for the market, and when it will recover. Oh, and by the way, if you're still looking to get that first deal under your belt, I put together a free training just for you to help you get that first one done. And then how to earn $5,000 a month flipping contracts and properties working as little as 1 hour a day. And you can access it for free at mattsfreetraining.com. Okay, buying a house is an exciting event, whether that be your dream home or an investment. And many Americans are struggling due to the real estate market's lack of options. Low inventory is plaguing communities across the country. Real estate inventory correlates to home availability. In situations where there are few homes available, there is low inventory. If people are not looking to sell, whether that be current homeowners or new home builders, there are no homes for buyers to purchase. That's what low inventory is. Now, why is it so low right now? Well, there are 7 primary factors that are playing a part in our low inventory situation. The first one, COVID-19. It forced a lot of lifestyle changes. Many American homeowners were given the choice to work remotely on a permanent basis. Thus, many of them chose to relocate to more affordable communities with more variety in housing options, more variety in land, space, and proximity to family and friends. Small suburban communities really saw an increase in population because of this. Second, historically low interest rates had home buyers and sellers in a frenzy. In the last year, mortgage interest rates hovered just barely above 3% for a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage, which is lower than 2019's average of 4.75%. Many existing homeowners took advantage of the dip in interest rates and refinanced their home with plans to stay put, yet also purchased vacation homes and income properties. Third, the lack of new builds has contributed to low inventory. New construction plays a vital role in the number of homes that are sold in a year, and builders aren't building fast enough. The roots of this slow building problem go way back to the housing bubble collapse in 2008. It was the worst housing market crash since the Great Depression. Many home builders went out of business. A lot of tradespeople left the industry and found new jobs and careers. The workforce was somewhat decimated. A few years later, as Americans started buying more homes again, building stayed below normal. And that slump in building continued for more than a decade. Meanwhile, the largest generation, the millennials, started to settle down and buy houses. They gobbled up the inventory relatively quickly, and that's the main reason we've ended up millions of homes short today. By most estimations, 5 million homes short. To compound the building problem, COVID-19 initiated supply chain complications of which interrupted the availability of supplies like lumber, like concrete, steel, glass, and copper, of which translated to higher costs, causing builders to sharpen their pencils and adjust their plans to what they would actually build and how fast they would do it. The bottom line here is that the lack of consistency in building supplies and skilled workers is making it near impossible for builders to make a profit building entry-level homes, the type of homes that have the greatest demand right now. Fourth, the growing and aging population. In other words, the demand for these entry-level homes. The millennials, having devoured the leftover inventory from 2008's crash before anyone really noticed, the peak of the generation is still 2 years away from the average first-time homebuyer age. We will need many more homes over the next 2 to 5 years than we would normally think we would need. Fifth, sellers aren't looking to be buyers. You see, they see what the market is doing. They're not blind. Potential sellers have recognized that the low inventory will affect them too. Everyone needs a place to live after they've sold their home. And finding a new home right now is definitely more difficult than selling one. So they're staying put. Sixth, a shift in demographics. Since 2008, homeowners are behaving differently. People are staying in their homes on average of 13 years now. That's up from 5 to 7 years before the housing bubble burst. Seventh, more people are investing in real estate. With interest rates having been historically low for such a long period of time, people are not stopping with just buying their primary residence. Homeowners aren't competing solely against other homeowners, but they're competing against investors too. And contrary to popular belief, these aren't primarily institutional investors. No, we're talking everyday John, Rick, and Mary taking advantage of the market conditions, securing an investment property or 2 or 3 or 4. With so few alternative investment options available to the average person these days, it's no surprise that people are turning to real estate. If you want to know what all of this means for the market moving forward and when we could recover to a sense of normalcy, let me know by clicking the like button, and make sure you click the subscribe button, because that's what we do here each and every week. Talk real estate. So, how this impacts the real estate market? Well, when it comes to buyers, with historically low interest rates, even with the latest hikes, still historically low, potential new homeowners are entering the market excited to buy, yet finding a lot of disappointment. There are fewer homes for sale, sometimes resulting in months of searching, dozens of showings, and rejected offers. Some buyers have had to compromise on the size and features they require for their new home. The lack of affordable homes is the biggest challenge many potential home buyers face. Many homes are selling extremely fast and far above asking price. Buyers on a strict budget have little room for negotiation and repairs. Rising interest rates are likely to push many buyers out of the market, however, not all of them. There are plenty still that are ready, willing, and able to buy. The competition amongst buyers is shifting from really competitive to just really competitive. And probably somewhere near the end of 2022, we'll see a competitive market, but competitive still. When it comes to sellers, low inventory puts the power in the seller's hands. It's a seller's market for sure. But being a seller today, it's not challenge-free. While a homeowner can sell their home faster and for top dollar, the challenge for them begins when they become buyers needing to find a home to move into next and within their specific time frame. And then, when it comes to real estate investors, there's likely never been a better time to get in. And I know that's going to sound crazy to a lot of people, but here's why it's a great time to invest in real estate. You see, with inventory so low and the population growing so fast, and with the mortgage rates causing many new home buyers to pause their home search, the demand for rentals is climbing like we've never seen. Rent prices across the United States climbed to record highs in March, largely because an increasing number of potential first-time home buyers are quickly being priced out of the market by the record high home prices and fast increasing mortgage rates. The price and demand for rentals is surging. The median monthly asking rent increased 17% compared with a year ago. This is the largest annual jump in almost 3 years. With the national median monthly mortgage payment having increased 34% in the last year, new home buyers are being forced to move somewhere with a lower cost of living, or stay where they are and rent. And in urban areas of Oregon, Texas, New York, and New Jersey as examples, rent payments are rising faster than the rapidly rising mortgage payment. Furthermore, current landlords are taking advantage of the market by, one, cashing in maximum profits by unloading their struggling rental properties, and two, improving their thriving rentals with upgrades and repairs that meet or exceed market standards, of which is increasing their rents even more. You see, it's good to be a real estate investor when housing inventory, whether that be to buy or rent, is low. So how long will the housing shortage last? It comes down to really just two factors. I've said a lot, but it's really just these two things. One, people need to stop making more people. But considering there are so many people already walking the earth, more than enough to fuel the demand for decades to come, that's not really an option. So number two is we need to build more houses. And I'm going to leave my opinions out of this and just give you the straight facts. You see, the U.S. built, on average, 276,000 fewer homes per year between 2001 and 2020 compared to the period between 1968 and 2000, all according to a recent National Association of Realtors report published by the Wall Street Journal. Had building continued at the same pace, there would be 5.5 million more units of housing available today. So to make up for this shortage, that NAR report shows the U.S. would have to build 2.1 million homes each year for a decade, more than it built each year during the housing boom of the mid-2000s, to bring the housing market to a normal, balanced market between buyers and sellers. In other words, the housing shortage is worse than ever and will take a decade of record construction to fix. Bad news for some, good news for others. If you'd like to get on the good side of this by becoming a real estate investor, it might make sense for us to hop on the phone and brainstorm a bit about what that might look like for you. Head over to reiace.com, answer a few short questions about yourself and what you want to accomplish, and then just pick a time that's convenient for you, for us to talk about it. All right, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Take care.